Good evening, YouTubers. So, I've got something special here. No, this is not your typical Kubuntu install, nor is it a OpenSUSE install or something like that. No, what this is I have installed a very minimal Ubuntu install from the mini.iso. There is such a thing as an Ubuntu mini.iso, which basically gives you complete and utter control on how it's installed, how Ubuntu is installed. But no, I wasn't looking for Ubuntu either, really, in actual fact. What I have here is KDE Neon, the Neon desktop specifically. I have included a couple of other items on here just for mere convenience, and I have, where possible, opted for Qt, I should say Qt, or non-GTK versions of applications. I've kept it to an absolute minimum, I should say, and I hope to present to you what might be, for me at least, an intriguing, and hopefully for you, an intriguing little exploration over the next, say, 10 or 15 minutes. So how did I discover this? Well, it just so happens that there was an announcement about introducing KDE Neon, and I have heard sort of vague rumblings about this before, but things are getting a little bit more concrete. We've got Jonathan Rydell, who's done a little bit of media work, explaining to the media, the free and open source reporting media anyway, about what this is about. So essentially what it is you can read here, solid core latest features. Basically on top of an Ubuntu LTS, we'll be able to use a current version of KDE, perhaps development or even stable version of KDE, perhaps. So how did I get this? Well, I went here and had a bit of a look-see. Now it says here download KDE Neon. I was very hopeful. I saw live images here and I thought, hey, that's pretty cool, I want to have a look at that. But it said coming soon. I thought, well, let's have a look, you know. And it said that he had downloaded and installed the KDE 15.10 image, but that's already going to have a whole bunch of KDE stuff, and it's going to take away my emphasis here. I want to have a look at the Plasma Desktop. I want to see what that's all about, KDE Plasma Desktop, you see. So anyway, I followed these instructions here, but that was just after I had installed a very, very minimum version of Ubuntu. I think the Ubuntu was 15.10, of which this is currently targeting. Yes, it was the same. So okay, yeah, Ubuntu 15.10. I just used Ubuntu 15.10, very, very minimal install there. So we then have, I wanted to have a look to what they meant by LTS. Of course, we have the up and coming LTS there. So presumably, as Jonathan Rydell has said, Rydell, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but as he said anyway, he actually, just as a footnote, used to be the founder and lead, or will always be the founder of Kubuntu, but the release manager of the Kubuntu, various Kubuntu versions, and he's now helping out with this. This is one of his pet projects at the moment. So anyway, I'll follow these instructions. What we can do now is I'm just going to open up console. Now console was not installed by default when I did this. Okay, as I said, I had a very, very minimal desktop going on. So we'll just have a take a look-see here. I'm going to right. So we can see here, I've just made a node. I did try and do this myself, but it didn't I was being silly and it didn't work and rah rah. Anyway, this is what we have. Don't just ignore this. Just ignore that altogether, and take a look at this. This is what we really want there. That's what this aims for. And then I did this, and that's how I got this wonderful desktop. It included SDDM. I was actually expecting KDM, but I'm a little behind in the times. So what I did to find out what display manager I was using, I just did a bit of a ps-e and a grep dm, and I found out this SDDM, and then realized when I killed it, that is indeed what has replaced KDM. Maybe I'm just forgetting something there, or but yeah, they've replaced it. So let's take a look around the desktop. This isn't going to be a very long video, as I said. I'm going to explain what I had and what I didn't have. Basically all the 3D compositing stuff that you're kind of expecting there. That's a little bit ugly, isn't it? But the rest of it is actually quite pretty. It's very functional. You can go here and have a look at a bit of a thumbnail. I don't know what's going on there. It's not. Oh, that's because it's on the other desktop. It doesn't want to show what's in there. That's actually my recording session, I think. Perhaps it is. Yeah, so you got this plain vanilla application launcher. Go in here. We can type to search. So if I just go and type, now I have installed Firefox. Okay, that's for my own convenience, so I can actually view YouTube, because I found with Conqueror I could not. Again, Conqueror was not installed by default. I installed that myself, along with the recording software that I'm using now, along with MPlay, and you might see that in there. So let's just can that and take a look at the applications that are in here. Now it's very minimal, as I say. So yes, that was there, the network folder wizard, SSH add. Again, these two were not there, so very minimal. Go back to all applications in Office. I think that was there. I haven't tried it out. Word view. I'm presuming you can take a look at file open. Yeah, you can look at some of the old school doc files there. Fine, not my style of application, but fine, it's there. I don't know why it's there. Settings, again, I believe this one here may or may not have been there, but I was trying to get some widget settings and stuff like that to just change my appearance. I wanted to change the GTK appearance, and maybe I'll get a chance to do that in a moment. In fact, we might just go into settings now and take a look at that. So they're the settings now. Here we go, GTK application style. Oxygen GTK. But when I use Firefox, and I'll just open up Firefox now, I don't think it's working so well. That theming. Perhaps it is, perhaps it's not. I mean, Firefox pretty much has its own theming now anyway, but it doesn't really look. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is kind of KDE-like-ish. Anyway, so yeah, I did also. I mean, I don't use KDE from for day to day, but let's have a look at OpenGL. No, that didn't do that. OpenGL desktop behavior. I was expecting like the older versions of KDE to be able to select raster or native, or what version of OpenGL I was going to use, but I didn't find that in here, and to me that's not really a big deal, since the experience is a bit more consistent now. I did find there were issues with my graphics card and choosing different sorts of OpenGL settings. So that's it for settings. I'm not going to go into the nuts and bolts of that. System, we've got a couple of things here. Let's have a look at that system monitor. You can have a look at the system load. It's a nice attractive system monitor there, updating probably every half of a second, every third of a second, or a quarter, something around there anyway. Probably every half of a second by the looks of it. But yep, you can see that. That's fine. What else? Let's have a look. Software Center. This was a nice surprise. I found that I could update. I did an update against this. Using this. I'm used to using the command line tools, apt to get update, or apt to update, and then apt to upgrade. So yep, you can find some applications in here. I'll just try and find Amarok. Maybe Amarok's not in there. I was hoping that I could find Amarok. Let's type that in. Rock. So I might not be showing everything in there. Let's just try and do that in the command line. Yeah, okay, I got that wrong before. This is the one that was on here. There, now it's showing. Great. So I'm just going to show you one of the other flagship applications. Now I could have actually installed the entire KDE set of applications. I think it's called something like KDE apps anyway, but just gonna actually, before I do that, how about we just make sure that we've covered everything. You've seen the terminal there. We did have a standard terminal emulator, which is the kind of ugly one. That's probably what I'd opt for because it's so damn fast. I'd actually use URXVT, kind of related, I guess. We've got your wallet management tool. I don't really like using those wallets. I kind of try to remember my passwords. K-Info Center, we can find out all about the system. Yeah. Well, that's not telling me much, is it? But yeah, look at that. That's going really fast. That's kind of interesting. So look at that, and you can see total free memory swap. Blah blah blah. Great. Now. Apt search KDE app. Hopefully, apt search KDE app. No, I better not do that because its text output won't be easily parsable. Apt cache search KDE app. Oh, come on. KDE base apps, that's the one. So yep, we'll just install that now, see how that goes. Hopefully that doesn't take too long. Apt install. Oh, okay, I didn't think that was installed. So basically I have some basic base apps. Okay, let's try this instead. Again, I'm not... Oh, here we go. Okay, that was just meta package. Fine. Notice that little bit of an instability there? I've noticed that every so often, probably because we're using a bleeding edge version of the Plasma desktop. So that's pretty much it for there. I'm going to just try and get that Amarok. Hopefully we get it. See, it wasn't showing up in there, but I did find that I could update my applications through here before. I'll just take you at the desktop again, just show you the lovely way we can add some widgets and things like that, because I haven't really shown you that yet. So yeah, let's have a look at that. Do that analog clock, that looks pretty. One of my favorites, the calendar, and another favorite of mine is the 15 puzzle. That's pretty cool. It's looking a little different from when I last saw it. It had green background last time. So anyway, I will show you how to do that sometime really quickly. It's one of my favorite things to do. So how's that going? Amarok is still doing. We can still add some widgets. What else? You can add a nice digital clock, although kind of redundant since I added the analog clock. You get the okay, yeah. I don't know if we've got like a stopwatch or something like that. A media player, that's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see if that actually, how that works. I don't know about that. Yeah, doesn't seem very useful for me. I don't seem to be able to, maybe I'll have to drop something onto it. Let's try that instead. Maybe being a bit of a numpty here. I didn't find Dolphin was installed either. Dolphin was not installed, which is kind of a little fishy. So we might see if we can get Dolphin installed in a moment. So I don't want this video going for too long. There we go, that's done. Apt install. I see, again a little bit of instability, but it is able to recover itself. Dolphin. So just do that. Give that a tick. It only has to download 4 and a bit meg. So overall I found this to be quite pleasant. I still would recommend the user use their packaged version that comes with their distro, just because of the stability issues that are going on here. I'm hoping they do release a stable version of this, or perhaps it'll go on top of the LTS, which might help its stability a bit. I don't know if it's because of the base or because of the install that we have here, but still, as I say, looking pretty good. Let's have a look and see if we've got the multimedia, we've got the Amarok. Again, you can kind of build this up for yourself. You can do the base install like I did, just getting that mini.iso. The other thing is, I was going to say, so you see Amarok there, and what else do we have? System, which hopefully we have the file manager, Dolphin. Now let's see, if I grab, do I have any screencast? Yeah, this guy should go. No? Okay, so once you've got an application on there, you can, I don't know. Well, honestly, I don't really see the use of that. But anyway, basically, very pleasant to the eye. I mean, this is eye candy, really. Absolute eye candy for a desktop, for me anyway. So, take it for what you will. Icons remain consistent as per KDE design. Looks very, very nice. Look at that. Very cool. Same biz there. So, I did find a couple of things, you know, I mean, I can just chuck a USB and that worked. That little device notifier thing will work, no problem at all, I think. Yeah, let's just let that open, and it's open that fine, which I don't expect there to be anything on that at the moment, which is fine. I did try an MTPFS device, which is my mobile phone. That did not work so well, probably because I don't have MTPFS installed. It did detect it, it just couldn't mount it. Anyway guys, you know what? I think this is great that they've done this. There are criticisms out there. You can have a look on Google. We'll just add another tab. Close that. It's not hard to find some criticism about it. That is if the browser makes it there. Cool. So let's go. Let's go. Yeah, that's right. KDE Neon. Yeah, look at this, there's some criticism here, but you know what, I don't really give a damn. These guys are doing the right thing. I think it's been something in the waiting for a long time as a distro, you know, not a distro, but rather a release of KDE on top of a stable distro. I think it's a good idea. You know, users are curious about the latest and greatest, and often you just can't get that latest and greatest so easily unless you're willing to compile or add a PPA or something like that. So I think this is a great idea, semi-official kind of way of doing things, and I'm looking forward to it becoming stable and usable for the, you know, for the masses. For me, I'll probably stick to i3, but nonetheless I'll be keeping an eye on this. Anyway guys, as usual, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time with another one. Catch you later guys.